This is one of the most important parts of the Amazon to visit, to get genetic material.
What's very interesting about this guy is his eyes. Check it out.
This is the first expedition we are doing with the help of the army, the Brazilian army, to an area that is absolutely unexplored in the Amazon.
We're being led by army soldiers who are members of local indigenous communities. So they grew up in this area, they know this forest, they know all these trails.
Quando os pais iam caçar, às vezes caça estava perto, mas agora está ficando difícil.
We are running against the clock. We are running against the pace of destruction that a man is imposing to nature. So we have to do this kind of job because it's a heritage for the humankind.
The Pico da Neblina, meaning peak of mist. True to its name, it's shrouded in clouds, hidden from view. This is Brazil's highest mountain, and reaching it is near impossible. Sitting deep in the remote Amazon, the national park, which is roughly half the size of Switzerland, stretches across dense jungle. It's been closed to visitors since 2003, following a government decision to protect the area from uncontrolled tourism and illegal mining. Biodiversity here has been largely unknown to science. Until now. For the first time, special access has been granted to a dream team of tropical experts. It's a mission of discovery. They're here to find new animal and plant species, to find life that may be under threat from deforestation and climate change. We follow 4 professors and 8 biologists from the University of São Paulo, a world-leading institute in zoology.
The Amazon forest has a huge diversity. Brazil, for example, is one of the mega diversity countries in the world.
Miguel Trefort Rodrigues is heading the expedition. It's taken nearly a year of planning to realize a lifelong dream, made possible with the help of the Brazilian army. To get here is normally a long and difficult journey, from São Paulo to Manaus, then nearly 3 days by boat down the Rio Negro to São Gabriel da Cachoeira. From there, 80 kilometers on rough roads to the banks of the Cauaburis River, and ending with another boat journey. The scientists will be here in Maturacá, a tiny military base in the national park. They will be exploring the area before going up the mountain. Our trek begins through nearby jungle.
The bait is fresh, so that it's smelling a lot. Hopefully, we can get some mice and some marsupials.
That's it?
Yeah.
A visiting scientist at London's Natural History Museum, Alexandre Persequilo, has flown back to Brazil to take part. He's looking for small mammals, and South American rodents are his specialty. But it's harder than it looks. Actually, finding a mammal is proving difficult.
Nothing, just a lot of ants. So many ants. Sorry, nothing, man. It's a little bit frustrating and you caught nothing. But eventually they will show up.
Just before daybreak, we start again.
Last night was raining a lot. Now the weather is great, so that's the ideal conditions to find animals out there. So they're all very excited.
We arrive at the Kawaburis, which flows into Rio Negro, the largest blackwater river in the world. Our winding 40-minute boat journey takes us through pristine rainforest. For Miguel, this might be new territory, but roaming the Amazon is second nature. A world-leading herpetologist, he specializes in reptiles and amphibians, and has discovered at least 80 new species throughout his career.
I started very early in my life studying reptiles and amphibians. Snakes have venom for medicines. They are important from the health point of view. The other reptiles are important because they are food for several communities. But the most important thing is that they tell a story about evolution.
Oh, here.
Rhinella. This is an explosive breeding frog, which is very interesting because they reproduce only once or twice a year. There are at least 18 species under these names.
That look exactly the same.
Yeah, that look exactly the same.
So it's impossible to say which species this is.
It's impossible to say now. This is why genetic material is very important.
And then you register exactly where you found it.
Yeah.
Could this frog be a new species?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
So I might have found a new species.
The Amazon is home to 10% of the Earth's known species. Yet life in this biome is largely a mystery. It's thought a new animal or plant is discovered every 2 days, making this a scientific gold rush. I just need to be steadier on my feet to keep up.
My boot got wet now.
As we head deeper into the forest, there are signs of other life having passed through.
This is a Yanomami camp. The cover is here, and this is for the hammocks.
When they're hunting?
Yeah, when they're hunting. Yeah.
The Yanomami people are South America's largest ethnic group still living in relative isolation. But modern Brazil has pushed these semi-nomads into a more sedentary life. This community, close to the army base, is one of many on the border of Brazil and Venezuela. They're putting on a feast for about 400 people, with the ritual celebrating their hunt.
Entraram no meio do mato, aí eles conseguiram.
Quanto tempo leva para pegar tudo isso?
Pega uma semana.
Uma semana no mato, longe. Porco, pig. O que mais que tem aí? Mutum. This big barbecue might suggest the area is rich in wildlife, but the Yanomami share some of the scientists' frustration. Animals here can be hard to come by.
Assim, quando era população menor, era bastante caça. Quando os pais iam caçar, às vezes caça estava perto, mas já agora está ficando difícil porque a população aumentou, cresceu muito, por isso que essa ficou mais longe.
More reliance on Western food has forced the Yanomami into generating an income.
A gente espera tanto para a melhoria para cada família, para melhorar de alimentações, de comprar as coisas do homem branco, né? Isso que a gente espera tanto.
To make a living, Salomão Mendonça Ramos is one of dozens of indigenous men being trained to guide tourists. It's part of an ecotourism project developed by the Yanomami with the support of a Brazilian NGO. They're slowly lifting the 15-year visitors ban, taking the first steps towards controlled tourism.
Olha, antes já teve esse turismo ilegal, né? Hoje em dia começamos como novos tempos, esse projeto Yaripa. Então, tendo o nosso projeto Yaripa, ele se tornou autossustentável para o povo Yanomami. A gente fez a capacitação de 4 anos, né? Para a gente poder receber os turistas, né?
The scientists' visit makes for good practice.
Deu uma brecha, nós, qualquer hora a gente morre, a gente morre e a gente sente mal, é assim. É por isso que a bota é a segurança para nós.
It's a very old Yanomami trail, and they used this trail for more than 4 decades as the best place to identify and to know about the birds from this region.
We're now trailing Luis Fábio Silveira, who's recorded 200 species of birds in the past 5 days.
Usually we tape record the voice, and then when we play back the voice, the owner of the territory, usually a male, which is singing, approach of us to defend the territory. So we can try to see the bird more easily, and then eventually, if necessary, we can collect or just observe the bird.
Under strict codes of ethics, any species collected is killed to further their research. Most of that work is done back at base camp in this makeshift lab. Here they are preserved, stored, and prepared for analysis in São Paulo. The scientists say it's key to learning more about evolution and to help inform conservation policies across the Amazon.
This is a wren. It's a typical Amazonian species. They usually lives in pairs. And the most interesting thing about their song, because they are specialists in singing in duets.
Driving their mission is a search for answers on climate change. Can animals living in pristine environments adapt to rising temperatures?
If you have small changes in the temperature, you can modify the vegetation structure, you can modify the physiology of the insects, and as a consequence, some bird species can suffer or even disappear. That's why it's important to preserve very large portions of forest, untouched forests like that, because you are preserving not only a particular species of birds, but also all the community of plants and animals and insects to maintain this ecological process that were built during millions of years.
As the sun goes down, the Amazon becomes a hive of activity. But trekking at night brings an added challenge. Bye-bye. Swimming.
It is a walk. It is a walk.
It's not long, however, before they find the sort they're looking for.
Ele estava ali fora. Aí eu vim aqui.
What is it?
As pipa. It's an aquatic frog from Amazonia. It's a very interesting animal.
Yes.
It was just on the border of this pond, and I saw the movement, and he stops here. That's incredible.
Look at that.
Looks like jelly.
Isn't it?
And they're on a roll.
Look, what's happening? It's awesome. It's a huge leptodactyl frog. This is one of the biggest frogs in the Amazon frog.
Is it poisonous? Do you get itchy?
Yeah, it's poisonous. Yeah.
Pitfall traps set earlier reveal other creatures.
Careful here.
Big guy here.
Oh, very big.
Yeah, yeah.
This one is impressive.
He's not very happy.
There have been no new species tonight, but the scientists believe the best is yet to come on the Pico da Neblina. Flying there will only happen if those notorious clouds give way. Bad weather could delay or even end the expedition.
So Miguel, that's the weather in the Amazon, right? We were supposed to start going to the peak today, but so far nothing.
Yeah, but in Amazonia it's always this way because you can never be sure of a schedule you have problems. It's impossible. The weather is very bad. It starts to rain, and you need to delay your schedule for 1 or 2 days. You don't know.
Yeah, it's been like this for the whole day. We're waiting. We're sitting. Lots of scientists are doing nothing today, just waiting to pack. But that's it. It's there's a lot of equipment to bring up there, and it's never been done before, right? So we just have to wait for the good conditions until we can go.
Yeah. You can wait 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You never know.
Finally, to everyone's relief, the all clear to fly is given the next day. It's taken 2 months for the army to carefully plan the operation, the first of its kind. Priority boarding is given to supplies to set up camp. After several trips to and from the peak, it's the scientists' turn.
Local de pouso é bem acidentado lá. Então, nós vamos indicar qual o lado da aeronave que vai ser efetuado o desembarque, né?
Hã? Muito bicho, hein? Com certeza.
During the 10-minute journey, there's rainforest for as far as the eye can see. The Amazon, 2/3 of which lies in Brazil, is home to about 1 in 10 of the world's known species. And it's estimated that 80% of species globally are yet to be identified. There's a long way to go before we can grasp the extent of Earth's biodiversity.
It's like no jungle anymore, it's just a savanna. The weather is completely different, it's much cooler.
A lot of different vegetation. Incredible.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
amazing. It's like a savanna. It's not a jungle anymore.
It's an open area, yeah. Incredible. There is the peak.
Yeah.
We're 2,000 meters up, 1,000 meters away from the mountain's highest peak. The scientists have 10 days up here before provisions run dry, so no time is wasted. They get straight to work. The landscape looks prehistoric, like we've stepped back in time. But as we start exploring, some unexpected reminders of the modern world.
And this was also an old mining site,
Yeah, this
right?
is a mining site, yeah.
The earth here is rich in gold and diamonds, and some Yanomami, struggling to make a living, take up illegal mining. Outsiders, too, are part of the trade across the forest. It's so common that this village shop, like many others, accepts gold as payment. I took this photo near the army base. But vast areas of the Brazilian Amazon are officially protected. Under fierce debate, powerful politicians have been trying to change that to allow mining companies into indigenous reserves.
What could be the impacts for the habitat when there's mining in an area like this? Could they get contaminated by the chemicals?
When they use mercurium, is there because it contaminates not only the people living in the area, the frogs living in the area, but everything that is
The whole food chain.
Whole food chain. Yeah.
For people living close to mine sites, contamination can lead to any number of health problems, including neurological damage.
Aqui eu comecei a andar foi em 90. Eu era 15 anos, agora eu já tô com 43 anos.
Como guia.
E como guia.
A short distance away, the scientists have found what could be a new species of frog.
We don't know what it is. It's very different from what we know. We have a guess for the family. Seems to be a hylid, the tree frog. What's very interesting about this guy is this eyes. Check it out.
Yeah.
There's this weird iridescence in a kind of like orange and green.
What was your reaction when you saw it?
So it was totally unexpected because
Extreme joy. Extreme joy.
we definitely don't know the species. So what we're gonna do is back to the lab. We're gonna go over what's known. Hopefully we're gonna have a better idea if this is a known species or if this is something completely new.
Being in a higher altitude, they are, and in an open area, they are more exposed to the radiation of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking of that, is interesting that the animal is quite clear in its skin,
Mm-hmm.
and also has a reflective color in its eye, especially reflective.
Mm-hmm.
So these things might, who knows, might actually work to protect them against sun radiation.
Oh, okay. Something here?
Yeah, you got some.
It's finally Alexandre's turn. His trap has revealed an unknown mammal. What is it? Can you tell?
It's a small rodent.
Oh.
A different one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could it be a new species?
Well, I don't know. Everything up here could be different. So yeah, it could be really, really something really interesting. Good one. Yes. Put it here.
Discoveries have even been wandering close to the scientist's tent.
We were setting the camp and it was just here. Look at that. I have no idea what it is. I haven't seen anything like this. It just showed up.
Where we can sleep, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Right next to my bed, in fact.
It's easy to do research like this.
Yeah,
The animals come
seriously.
to you. Yeah.
Seriously, that's crazy. That's awesome. And yeah, it's super weird.
Mostra o patinho aí de frente.
Okay. It has this like, cool colors on its leg.
Good job. It is.
Wow. Is that a male?
It looks like
It is a male.
Yes.
Very cool. Look at that. This is an anole lizard. Anoles are a very diverse group of lizards. There are more than 400 different species. But this one is restricted to this place.
One of the things that we are doing here is to try and identify which is the thermal tolerance of this species. Using mathematical models, we can predict if now or in the future they're gonna be vulnerable to climate change. These animals, these are cold-blooded animals, which means that they tend to have the temperature that is in the environment. When it gets too hot, they can go to the shade and cool down a little bit. But if the shade becomes too hot, then they don't have any option to thermoregulate and they overheat. If they overheat for too long or they reach too high temperatures, they could just die. And you could have a population becoming extinct. So with our experiments here, we are going to try and identify which of these species could be endangered in the future.
The expedition may be ending, but the scientists' work is far from over. They will be studying their collections in São Paulo for years to come. While new light's been shed on this misty land, they may only be scratching the surface of its wildlife and frailties.
The man is accelerating rapidly the climatic alterations of the planet. So, in a couple of 100 years, forests will disappear.
So much of the wider region feels like a lost world, but one that's hit a crossroads. For the Yanomami people, many hope their small venture into ecotourism will help protect and promote their land, to drive away illegal mining. From a local to global scale, the future of this rare and delicate balance of life seems very much at the mercy of human activity.
It was just here. Look at that. I have no idea what it is. I haven't seen anything like this.